Hi, welcome to your carrier update brought to you by PowerFleet. I'm Mike Vincent. He's Zach Strickland. I don't know if you noticed I was offsides there for just I twitched.
10 yards.
Hey, what's going on, Fred?
So yeah, we've got our Tinder rejection index here, pulling back a little bit after the holiday, 24.45%. That is a slight retraction, a very slight retraction.
Yes.
It's going to be hard to notice out there in the field to an extent, just because it's a half a percentage point down. It's not a big jump, especially when you're talking about one out of every five.
And it's not
loads.
from 2% to 1.5.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But the direction is important, and the fact that we are looking like we're going to return course to an extent. Now, how far back we come towards this 20% threshold, we're not so sure yet.
Who knows?
But it looks like it is going to try to come back down to that 20, the trend line that we established right before the holiday, coming off that 28%. And again, it's interesting that we didn't break through like 25, 26%, like a lot of peak seasons are. Like we didn't see a return to peak form. Easter had a higher peak than July 4th, which is very unusual.
Yeah, but the volumes weren't off.
The volumes weren't off at all. Let's look at the volumes real quick. So the volumes, this is our outbound tender volume index, the current year in blue. And you can see demand, this is a demand side indicator here. They fell down a little bit throughout April, but then they started coming back in May. And then
I'm just pointing out what we just talked about is since we didn't even come near the rejections of Easter, but here it is.
Yeah.
And here's the volumes that we were looking at. So,
Demand's still strong. Directionally, though, speaking, we are a little bit lower than Memorial Day weekend. So that, we take some interest in this because you see that last year, the direction was much higher.
These are still relative for direction, right? So it's relatively flat to down, which is what we're saying. There should be a little bit of a slide heading through the rest of the summer.
And again, year over year, very, very impressive growth in that aspect. So it's still, demand is still going strong. Let's take a look at the map here to see where in the United States week over week changes. Red, loosening, blue, tightening markets here on the weighted rejection index map. And again, with most significance. These do not get colors if they do not have some sort of statistical significance behind them.
Right.
Right here, Houston showing up, Rock Island, and then Boston, Massachusetts, all showing
right. And I know you're going to break those. We're going to break those down, but even Baltimore shows up again. How often do you see Boston, Baltimore in there actually having influence over the nation?
Yeah,
that's how volatile things are.
Yes, right, and these are that's a good point because you're talking about markets. Look how far apart they are.
Yeah,
we're not seeing like regional disruption. Yeah. We're seeing this, and this, and then loosening in Atlanta, Denver, and Ontario.
Yeah, it's fractured markets we talked about all last year, especially this time last year, right?
Exactly.
Here it is again.
Right. Yeah. No. And let's look at the those blue markets here with the Rock Island and Houston. So you see Rock Island here stabilizing before the 4th of July, hop back up, and through the holiday, now we still are over 40% tender rejection rate. It looked like things were starting to settle down.
Yeah, it was really good at 1 and 3.
Yeah, 1 and 3.
It's kicking butt.
Off of a 55% rejection rate up there in March. But yeah, things starting to move back the other direction. Not a good sign. Probably a lot of carriers being strained at this point at Rock Island because they can't get there. Not a lot of inbound. A lot of outbound out of Rock Island.
And that's the danger, right? And there's your volatility that's happened all over the place.
Yeah.
Go to Rock Island if you're a carrier right now and you got some time.
Exactly, yeah. Right. Spot market activity probably on the rise once again.
Yeah.
But again, contracts not doing so well still.
Yeah.
Contract compliance, really bad. And then we've got Boston here and the orange here. This is normally a very stable area. Like carriers are trying to get out of here all the time. Right now, they popped up. So check that area out as well. And then, of course, we have Houston, which has been a huge storyline over the last few months, really.
It is.
Up and down, up and down. We started looking like we were going to settle down for good in June, and now we're all the way back up again and still kind of on the rise.
Well, you're seeing that play between Houston and the Dallas-Fort Worth as well, right? Dallas-Fort Worth was high rejection last week, right?
All-time high. All-time high. And so they're competing for the same capacity.
Different markets attack other ones. So thank you so much for that, Zach.